Today is Monday, February 21st, 2022. I am Kevin Thomas, and you are listening to the King of Afternoon Drive Radio. So are you ready, Clemaniacs? If so, then let's give it up for Clem in the PM.
Yes, welcome back, Clemaniacs. Another edition of the Clem in the PM. The Monday edition, the start the week off right edition. The Clem is not driving to Florida. All hail. Woo! Oh, man. Imagine that, golly. Holy moly, I do not have to fly to Florida. I got someone else to do the dirty work for me. All hail that once again, yes. Wow, that's why we are here, Clemaniacs. I am in the studio live instead of on I-95 dreading a 17-and-a-half-hour ride. No. We are here in Clemville getting the radiotherapy we so very much need, yes. Beautiful Monday out there. Perfect day to start the week. Nice weather. I know they're calling for a little rain, but that won't set us back. Gonna have some nice days. Spring is one day closer. We are almost, not yet. I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched. We'll be in 15 feet of snow next week. But we are almost out of the winter with not really much snow to be had. So, yes, that's good stuff. So, it's a Monday here. We're all gathered together in Clemville to get, like I said, the radiotherapy we all need. Escape from reality. Come here from 3 to 5. And we don't know what we're doing. I mean, from day to day, we don't know what, but we do know this. We're just going to feel better. We come here from 3 to 5. It's like going to your best friend's house, having a cup of coffee, couple of Stella Doro cookies, and just sitting back, shooting the, I mean, it's good times. Go out to a bar with your friend, having a cold one, just sitting back, shooting the, actually Thursday night, me and Big Steve, the legend Steve Purcell, once again. Then we're on hiatus. Time for him to do his holy commitment. The Lent, no beer, no suds for Steve Purcell for like I think 5 or 6 weeks. But this Friday we'll be getting together. So we get together here 3 to 5 for our escape from the world, the harshness, work, responsibilities, mortgage, bills, college payments, kids, diapers, whatever it is. I mean, pain in the neck boss. You're not getting paid from customers. Having a problem getting billing. Tight on money. COVID. Wearing a mask, not wearing a mask. Just everything that goes on in life, we need a daily escape. Some it's self-medication. Drinks, smoking. I'll talk about my buddy. He's a tobacco guy. I'll talk about him later on. But aside from our self-medication, because a lot of us, we self-medicate to escape the realities as well. But we come to Clemville for that. It's like a temporary pass to just escape life. And then 5 o'clock comes and guess what? We're back in it. It's dinner time. It's, take the kids here, take the kids there, whatever it is. Life is there and it's always going to be there. But for that temporary 2-hour gap, you just forget about everything. Plant yourself in front of the smart speaker, in front of your computer, in your car, on the radio at AM 1700, Rockland County's hometown radio station serving the Hudson Valley and beyond. So I am your doctor without the degree. giving you the laughs, the stories, the games. All that is part of the prescription. It's your remedy for relief here in Clemville. Kevin, how are you feeling, buddy? And how was your weekend?
Good weekend. Just spent it watching hockey and, of course, church and, just had a good time this weekend and glad to be back in this chair once again.
You're in the captain's chair now. How was tough times with Lou Young this Saturday? I caught several minutes of it because I was at my son's soccer game and we were packing up, so I caught the tail end of it. I didn't get the gist of the most of the show. How was the pipeline talk?
It was good. I think it was a really good show. In case anybody misses the show, we do have it up on Spotify and Google and Apple and all that stuff. So you can always go back and listen to the episodes on there.
Tough times with Lou Young, Saturdays 1 to 3. Hockey, the Rangers. I was scanning through the standings. Obviously, they're not the creme de la creme no more. They're kind of dropped down a little bit, but they still are an exciting team from what I'm hearing on sports radio.
Yeah, they're still a pretty good team. They're in a playoff spot. I think they might need a little bit more scoring, but outside of that, I think it's a young team, and they're definitely learning. They're definitely doing a good job.
Right. Now, when you talk about church yesterday, was that via Zoom, or did you actually make it to a service somewhere?
Well, it was on YouTube.
On YouTube.
They stream it live.
And this is something you do every Sunday? You try to attend?
Yeah, every Sunday. I'm hoping to go in person. I just woke up too late on Sunday to get there on time. But I'm hoping to go in person soon.
Right. No doubt, man. Good stuff. So you had a good weekend. You had a good show with Lou. You had a great show today. I heard today's show, another fantastic show. You have a very diverse musical library.
Oh, yeah. I try to change it up here and there and play all different sorts of things, and just have fun with it and say what I know, I guess,
Yeah, no doubt. And obviously promoting the good, the good in life, the good people out there. There are good people. I'll talk about my buddy after the break, and we had a little discussion today about people and if they're good or not good and all that stuff. So Kev's here joining us like he does every day, 3 to 5, right after his show, The Good with Kevin Thomas. You hear him from 2 to 3. And then tonight, I believe, is she back? Tell me she's back.
She is not back.
Oh my God, Patty Finn's not back, the good health lawyer. I cannot wait to hear her. She's been gone. She's a busy lady, obviously an attorney, doing everything she does. But I know she put some work into her studio prior to her, little hiatus. So we can't wait to have her back here on WRCR. Tomorrow morning, Faith Unscripted, talk about the church. Our very own Pastor Rich. It's not Pastor Rick, Bryan Avenue Bob. It's Pastor Rich. I was going to call you out on Facebook, but I was too busy going to the bathroom. So Pastor Rich tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, Faith Unscripted. I expect it to be another fantastic show, as always, getting to the core of our faith. Whatever religion you may or may not be, it really comes down to faith. And that's what Pastor Rich will be talking about, and a whole lot more. You never know where his conversations can go. He's a very interesting man, well-educated. I didn't know he was a lawyer, an attorney. He was an attorney as an attorney. I believe he has like 6 degrees. He's a doctor, an attorney, an accountant. He's, I believe, a geologist. an ophthalmologist, and also a chemologist. A very, very intelligent man. Our very own Pastor Rich. Tomorrow you can catch him from 10 o'clock to 11 here on the world-renowned Clem Radio Network. All right, boys and girls, we are back. No fear. You have nothing to fear. I am not going to Florida, at least for now. My buddy Ken says he can tackle it. You know, what's funny is I was going to go there. My sister calls me up. Mommy's bugging out. She doesn't like it. She misses home. She wants to come home. She wants to move back. I'm like, all right, I expected this, friend. I'm sure you did. But now she's in love with Florida. It was just a momentary lapse of judgment. Oh, all hail. All hail. Ken Dog in the house. Ken Dog in the doghouse. Woo! All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hudson Valley News, informative programs, and your favorite music. We're Radio Unscripted, AM 1700, WRCR, and WRCR.com.
We all want to live healthier lives and make good decisions. Join me, Carrie Potter, on the second Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. for House Calls, a health series brought to you by Good Samaritan Hospital. Each show will feature a different health topic and specialist. Your calls and questions are welcome. That's the second Thursday of the month at 5 p.m. for House Calls, brought to you by Good Samaritan Hospital. Advancing care here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hi, I'm Kevin Thomas, host of The Good with Kevin Thomas, every weekday at 2 p.m. I've got positive stories and music to get you through your afternoon. It's the daily boost you need, and it's on 5 days a week. The Good with Kevin Thomas, keeping you smiling. Weekdays at 2 after Stardust Memories and before Clem in the PM. Right here on WRCR and WRCR.com.
Tune in to the Good Health Lawyer Radio Hour, live at 5 Drive, every Monday on WRCR Radio, 1700 AM. I'm the Good Health Lawyer, Patty Penny.
Now let's take a look at the road and Hudson Valley traffic.
You've got the usual delays on the Hutch northbound into the Cross County, but then abnormally slow from exit 9 up toward the area of Mamaroneck Avenue. Southbound, we're getting reports of an accident just south of North Street, between North Street and Mamaroneck Avenue. Those delays go back to 2. Considering the fact that today's a holiday, you'd think it'd be a little bit lighter than usual at the Tappan Zee Bridge and then in Rockland County. But on the northbound thruway, delays begin just after mid-span as you get onto the Rockland side. But it's a real slow ride northbound on the thruway up toward exit 13. And the southbound thruway has heavy from exit 14A down through exit 12. Just a lot of extra congestion. And traffic sponsored by Macy's. This month at Macy's, support UNCF. Round up your in-store purchase amount and donate the extra change up to 99 cents to help fund scholarships for students at historically black colleges and universities. Plus, you can even choose to donate more at Macy's.com/Macy's Gives. And from the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Chris Majette.
Weather for tonight, mostly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Tuesday, rain mainly after 3 p.m., the high near 53 degrees. For Tuesday night, rain mainly before 1 a.m., and some patchy fog as well, the temperature rising to around 55 by 11 p.m. It'll be gusty with gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. For Wednesday, a 30% chance of showers before noon, patchy fog before noon, otherwise mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny with the temperature rising to near 62 by noon, then falling to around 45 during the remainder of the day. For Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high near 36, and for Friday, rain and snow mainly before 1 p.m., the high near 40 degrees. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 54.
All righty, we are back here on Clem in the PM, WRCR AM 1700 afternoons, 3 to 5. Like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, I used to train at a facility called the Survival Center. And before I opened my school, on my own, my wife and I, the Survival Center enabled me to teach, kind of hone my craft as an instructor. It enabled me to train and compete. And it also enabled me to meet a lot of people. And one of those people that I met was a young man named Uri. Now, I was in the Survival Center when I was 25 to maybe 28. Probably not, maybe 24 till 27, 28. And I trained with quite a few people, men and women. But Uri was one of my staples of training. He was one of the guys that we used to just really beat the living out of each other. Rob Zygmunt, me, Uri, Carlos, TC. And Uri was shredded. He was solid muscle, 5'7", 5'8", 170 pounds, shredded. I mean, solid muscle. You couldn't find a piece of fat on him. I mean, I was 155 of solid muscle, nor could you find a piece of fat on me either. And he was in a weight class above me, and we would go to a lot of tournaments together. We actually went with Shihan Modi, who fought in this tournament, the triathlon of martial arts before the Ultimate Fighting Championships. There was a thing called the U.S. Shidokan, which showcased the best, martial artists out there. And Modi was one who won that tournament often. And he took me and Uri to Chicago one time to kind of get the experience, because he envisioned us getting there as fighters one day. So he wanted us to get the whole experience in. So that was one time I got very close with Uri. And another time we went to Rochester, a Canadian borderline tournament on the borderline of Rochester, Canada. And we went to that for several years, and we were roommates when we went up to that. So we had a lot of in-depth discussions about nothing in general. Always about, usually about fighting. What we were going to do, this and that. And I'm not going to say his father's company, but his father was a big builder. Built developments. Multi-millionaire. Built developments. And Uri had worked under his father, and he had a really professional look to him back then. I mean, he was clean cut, muscular. He was a good looking guy. He was very, seemed like an OCD type of personality. He was just, whether it was training or talking about business, he, working for his dad, he always seemed like he was on top of things, which he was. He definitely with his training. I saw that firsthand. And, when he had to work for his dad, he seemed like he had everything in order. So life went its way. I left that school. I opened my own school. My wife and I, we opened KickFit and, Clemente's Martial Arts, Rockland, Clemente's Fitness Center, Rockland Mixed Martial Arts. And he did training over there, and life took over. And he called me out of the blue once. And it was a really type of paranoid call. Just, he really caught me off guard. Somewhat weird. And then I hadn't talked to him for a while. And he called me up asking if he could borrow some money. He was down and out, this and that. And I was confused because he came from a very, very well-to-do family. His father had built, like I said, a lot of developments in Rockland. Big commercial, properties as well. And I suspected The last time I spoke to him, which was probably 2 years ago, maybe drug addiction, mental illness, something, because we had talked on and off every, 10 months to a year and a half over a 25-year period of time. Just called me out of the blue and would kind of act like weird. Hey, man, I'm in Florida. Florida's tough to live in, this and that. Just, weird stuff. So he called me yesterday. He was in New City. He was in Rockland. He just got out of Europe. The 8 cops jumped him and threw his whole bunch of stuff. Very, very quick. It all fell in my lap. I told him we'd get together today. Give me a call. Let's get together and, let's see what we can do. So I picked him up and we went to IHOP and we talked, and I had my 2 little ones with me because it's, they're weak, they're off from work, and the way it just kind of fell into my lap, I had to take them with me. So they were sitting there hearing an earful of, he wasn't cursing, he was very polite. They actually, they really liked him a lot. He was playing tic-tac-toe. He very intelligent, always was an intelligent person, and still is. The memory of, I don't know, what has a good memory? What does a turtle have a good memory? A tiger? What animal has a good memory? Is it true that monkeys have good memories? I don't know. Whatever. This guy's memory, he remembers everything. But he did tell me that he was put on medication for schizophrenia. But that was wrongly done, and his older brother can't see him. And his younger brother doesn't talk to him, and his sisters, they don't give him his number. And his dad hasn't talked to him in 8 years. They just spoke yesterday. Obviously, there's issues. He doesn't have a phone. He's staying at a facility that's run by the Sheriff Falco, the sheriff, some place. But I sensed there was mental illness, whether it was undetected or untreated, or not treated properly, or just he didn't want treatment. And today when he said he was put on, because he put weight on, he said, man, you look the same, just a few years older, but you look exactly the same. I said, man, so do you. And he started laughing. He goes, come on, you're full of... He's 230. And he said he was as high as 348, 350. Because the medicines he was on for schizophrenia made him gain weight. So I don't know, he used my phone in the mall to call his mom about something because they threw his license out and this and that. His mom didn't answer the phone. He left a message. He said he was going to stay at the mall. He would have to be back at his facility by 5 o'clock. You got to be there between 5 and 9 or else they lock you out. And he's going to take the bus. And I told him, call me Wednesday. I got my therapy Wednesday. After that, I could, pick you up. But he didn't get a response from his mom. And when I was driving home, his mother called back and said, is Uri there? And I said, no, I just dropped him off. And we spoke for a bit. I didn't ask what the situation was, only because he had told me that he was put on, I'm sure it's some sort of mental illness. And it's really sad. I'm sure I'm going to get more of this story as I, try to help this guy out. I can only do so much. I got 4 kids. I got business. I can only do so much, but I'd like to see him get back on his feet. But it is sad to you see someone, you remember somebody. He was sharp. He was physically a specimen. This guy, he tried out for the NFL. He tried out as a defensive back and a punt returner or something. His physical capabilities were insane. He had a vertical jump. He was fast. And I believe mental illness has really taken effect on him. Undiagnosed in Florida, not getting the proper attention. I don't know. I'm going to find out more, I guess. But I just, It was kind of heartbreaking today to see him. But he's still got his smarts. I'll tell you, he's a very intelligent person to talk to. Too intelligent for me. I'm not nearly as smart. I don't have like him and Will. Put him and Will together. I think they'd have great conversation. But I do hope that, his father hasn't talked to him for 8 years. He told him it was over a business deal. His dad shorted him because he told him not to sell the property and the property that they bought and this and that, and they turned it into $1 million place and blah, blah, blah. But they haven't spoken in 8 years. Yesterday was the first time they had a conversation. He doesn't talk to his sisters. Obviously, there's something more to the story. But I still believe it evolves around the mental health issue. That someone so gifted. I mean, like I said, he was invited by a team in Italy. That they're out of Italy, but they train over here. He was invited to they personally invited him. They're like, yo, we want you to come try out, and he got hurt. But he was some athlete. He was some martial artist. I'll tell you that. I mean, he beat the living snots out of most people that I saw when he was one-on-one with him. And he's always been a good guy. I mean, he's straight up. Very intelligent, like I said, remembers details to every story, the years, the times, the dates, the months, the places. And, it's just mental illness. It's deceptive. I mean, if you were to see him on like a good day, I'm sure he can converse about anything. He's well-versed in everything. He's a smart dude, real smart dude. He's beat down now. He's beat down. But, he says he don't cry no more. He don't cry. Life's beat him down that much. He's had it rough. I mean, his family, everybody's got money. His brothers, his sisters, his dad, his mom. But for whatever reason, he's outcast. And maybe well-deserved. I don't know. Maybe self-inflicted. But I just think that, it's mental illness. And sadly, there's a lot of families like that, where mental illness it tears apart. I'm just throwing little pieces because I suspected this. He was just erratic in conversation. We saw each other 2 times in 25 years, but probably talked, I don't know, a lot more. The times I saw him, he was erratic. I thought I sensed maybe bath salts, methamphetamines, but he swears that he's not onto drugs. So I suspect it all comes down to just mental illness, and maybe not medicated. Maybe just over-medicated, under-medicated, wrongly medicated. I don't know. But I got to try to help him out. I got to, try to do what I can within the confines of reason. I mean, you always must watch your guard. And you can't get, so you get sold the bridge, but you also got to try to help people, especially when they're at their worst and in a situation where they have nobody. When you have no family, it's very hard. So we'll see what happens. But pray for my friend Uri. I'm gonna call Pastor. Father Clem will be calling tomorrow, Pastor Rich. So Pastor Rich can say a special prayer for my friend Uri. And God, I got to say this. For a guy who says he doesn't cry because, life's beat him down, he has a very positive outlook. He met another girl in the, what is it called? Like kind of like a halfway house, I guess, whatever. They're in a, they got to get out by 9 a.m. and they got to come back by 5 at night, latest 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, or they're locked out on the street. So he says he met a girl there and his outlook, and he was in contact with an ex-builder who said, Uri, I always liked you and this and that. And maybe an opportunity unfold from there. But I believe God works in these ways where he'll bring someone through your life temporarily. He'll drop someone off for the long term. He'll dabble them in and out. For whatever reason, there's always a reason. And, like I said, I mean, if it's mental health, I'm going to, I didn't want to dig too much today. I was just kind of blown away from the way he looked. And Emilio said, Dad, you talk a lot, but your friend talks a lot more. He has a lot of things to say. I said, he does. He's very educated. He said, I could tell. And Emilio's educated. He's very perceptive for an 8-year-old. And my daughter, Donatella, as well. They could see that. You could see a very smart, intelligent, good guy. And then he would kind of get a little irrational, irate when talking about, he would say, I'm a good person inside. I'm a good person. And I think he's had struggles with that to prove to himself as well as to other people. They may be seeing the wrong side or the bad side or the afflicted side of Uri, not the genuine caring guy that I know. And still to this day, I believe he's the same guy that I trained with for a while and took many good punches and kicks. I always gave him the knee. The knee was my move. That's why I can barely get up and down stairs. Today Naomi Stryker was talking about houses without stairs, and I was like, I was very excited when she was talking about that. My next house, when I build one, it's going to be one level, no stairs. Because my knees, I used to smash them into people. That was my weapon. I'd grab you around the head and knee you in the head, your leg, your stomach, your face, whatever. Just knee to death. That was my move against her. It's the only way I could survive. Is like just knee him and run. All right, so that segment was just, it was about mental health, man, the struggles, the effects it has on a person, on the people around, family, how it breaks up family. Like I said, I'll find out more, and I'll share what I feel is appropriate. I'm not going to share a last name. I'm not going to share a business. Unless he wants to come on, and share, talk about, just talk. I'll let him come on and talk. People need to hear someone struggle because people are struggling. So when they hear someone struggle, they can relate, and they can also say, you know what? This person made it, man. They went through all that, and they made it. What I'm going through is half that battle. I should just shake it off and clean myself up and go. All right, I'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Wilbur, nice of you to join us.
If it concerns the Hudson Valley, it concerns us. AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Running out of faith? Then stop by for a service. Don't forget to tune in to Faith Unscripted, a brand new show dealing with the big questions about God, faith, and you. Hosted by Clarkstown Reformed Church's own Pastor Rich. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. only on WRCR, AM 1700.
Hi, this is Dr. Jeffrey Shannon.
And Dr. Sophia Patricus.
We invite you to join us for our show, Listen Up, Rockland, the first Monday of each month at 9:30 a.m.
If you or someone you know is always asking to repeat, has difficulty communicating in a noisy environment, or has ringing in their ears, then tune into our show.
Do you have questions, or are you curious about how to improve your hearing? We welcome any and all questions related to patient treatment process, hearing aids, and implantable hearing technology.
Do you or someone you know experience dizziness, vertigo, feeling off balance, or have a fear of falling? If so, tune in as we can educate and help treat various balance concerns.
So join us for Listen Up Rockland, the first Monday of each month at 9:30 a.m. as we navigate all topics related to audiology, hearing, and balance with various members of our team and guest speakers.
Hudson Valley Audiology, located at 11 Medical Park Drive, Suite 205 in Pomona. Call them at 845-406-9991 or visit their website, hudsonaudiology.com.
When winter storms hit, WRCR is your total information source.
Delays, postponements, and cancellations.
Frequently updated weather forecasts from our exclusive meteorologist, Mark Hannock.
Direct reports from road crews who are out there making it safe for you to travel.
They'll tell you which roads are passable or whether it's advisable to just stay put.
It's a total team effort, and we win every time.
So stay right here throughout the winter.
AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Your total winter weather information source.
Now let's take a look at the road and Hudson Valley traffic.
You We've got the usual delays on the Hutch northbound into the Cross County, but then abnormally slow from exit 9 up toward the area of Mamaroneck Avenue. Southbound, we're getting reports of an accident just south of North Street, between North Street and Mamaroneck Avenue. Those delays go back to 287. And for considering the fact that today's a holiday, you'd think it'd be a little bit lighter than usual at the Tappan Zee Bridge and in Rockland County, but on the northbound thruway, delays begin just after midspan as you get onto the Rockland side, but it's a real slow ride northbound on the thruway up toward exit 13, and the southbound thruway has heavy from exit 14A down through exit 12. Just a lot of extra congestion. And traffic sponsored by Macy's. This month at Macy's, support UNCF. Round up your in-store purchase amount and donate the extra change up to 99 cents to help fund scholarships for students at historically black colleges and universities. Plus, you can even choose to donate more at Macy's.com/Macy's Gives. And from the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Chris Majet.
Weather. For tonight, mostly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Tuesday, rain mainly after 3 p.m., the high near 53 degrees. For Tuesday night, rain mainly before 1 a.m., and some patchy fog as well, the temperature rising to around 55 by 11 p.m. It'll be gusty with gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. For Wednesday, a 30% chance of showers before noon, patchy fog before noon, otherwise mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny with the temperature rising to near 62 by noon, then falling to around 45 during the remainder of the day. For Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high near 36, and for Friday, rain and snow mainly before 1 p.m., the high near 40 degrees. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 54.
Alrighty, we are back here in Clemville on the world-renowned Clem Radio Network, WRCR AM 1700. Coming up at 4:20. I know. Our man Oliver Hilario updates with Oliver. We all love it. That's my man. Yes, Obi won the slam dunk contest. We'll talk about that at 4:20. Matt checking in from St. Louis. All hail Matt on the YouTube, yes. All right, don't forget, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clem in the PM. Converse here with us, all right? Join the fun and spread the word. Spread the word, Clemaniacs. It was a nice weekend. Always filled with sports, whether it's basketball, soccer, cheer, soon to be softball, baseball. It's the life of a father, right? You know, mother and father, family, all that good stuff. Goes by quick. I've heard it and I'm witnessing it. It really does go by quick. I was looking at, pictures of the kids. These things always pop up on Facebook, obviously, and just over the weekend, I was just really kind of staring at one, and in the blink of an eye, and I don't have to tell you, those of you that have older kids, some of you grandkids, obviously, I don't have to tell you how quick it goes, but it is enjoyable. It's always hectic. This weekend was one of those hectic weekends. Burn, checking it all hail Burn. All right, YouTube, they're checking on YouTube, yes. Remember, if you watch the YouTube videos, just like them. Even if you don't watch them, just like them, all right? I mean, if you're on YouTube, go to our page, like our videos. Just do that. I mean, it all helps. There's a secret mission. I'm not revealing the secret mission. It's top secret, but that will all help us to achieve the mission. Okay, so we'll reveal more as we, as the mission rolls forward, but your help is greatly appreciated. So yeah, weekend filled with activities with the kids. And Dave, my buddy Dave, came over. I tell you, even a scratch off, like if I won $1 million in a scratch off, I'm going to take the cash. So let's just say 600,000, right? You got to figure they take a third. Even let's say I get 550. 550. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm getting David's Porsche. That's it. So I'm going scratch off crazy like I always do. But I believe, don't worry, even if the greatness doesn't come financially, the greatness has already come. I work through the Lord. He has people working for him, and I'm one of them. So I feel blessed in many ways, but I'd feel really good if I could. Not that Dave needs a Porsche. The guy's single. I mean, he's got a good job. He knows how to make money elsewhere. So he can pretty much buy his Porsche. But I think he's just buying time. He's like, he knows I'm a good for. Like if I say something, I do it. And Dave's one of these guys. I'm telling you, if you got a Dave in your life, if I wasn't married to Nicole, I'd probably ask Dave to marry me. I mean, we kind of look the same. It'd be like staring at each other. He's just the best. He really is. I mean, he's just an amazing individual, and I hope all good things come to him. Anyway, I read this and was kind of saddened that people would use, and I listen. People are people. I know there's evil in so many ways, but there was a vodka that was being touted as the patriotic vodka. Salute vodka, red, white, and blue. The veterans, the veterans are going to bottle this. The veterans are going to do this. We're going to get veterans to do this. We're going to get veterans to do that. So Brian Hughes, 57, of Madison, Connecticut, was going around showing investors, hey, oh, yeah, I love scratch-off. That's no doubt. Scratch-offs, listen, Steve is the Keno guy. He got me into it. I definitely dig it now to take my space. I'm just sitting there drinking. At least now I'm waiting for Keno, and drinking at the same time. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. But I'm a scratch-off guy. I always have been. The great Dan DeAndrea, Boar's Head owner, when I worked for him, he always told me, Pete, when you get cash, a job, like a cash job, always set aside like a couple of bucks for scratch-offs. Just go buy scratch-offs. Get a couple of $20, $30 ones, and, whatever. And he was right. I do that, and it's been good to me. All right, so anyway, Brian Hughes, 57, of Madison, Connecticut, went around under the precursor that this Salute vodka, Salute American, that's what it was, Salute American vodka, would be the patriotic vodka. It would, compete with the international vodkas as far as flavor, somewhere along the lines of Tito's, which is in Texas, obviously, and it's very successful. Tito's as a domestic vodka. And this gentleman, what he did is he created a Ponzi scheme. So not only did he use the United States of America, the labeling was red, white, and blue. The message was our veterans. He used the veterans. The wounded veterans, the veterans that have PTSD. These would be the ones that we're hiring. These are the ones that are working in our factories for the bottling, for the labeling, all this stuff. So he picked up a ton of investment money, and it was just a scam. All he really did was get a couple of bottles labeled and then started preaching the message and ripped off a lot of hardworking people, some of them veterans themselves. So I just bring these stories up because obviously, first of all, we know that there's scammers out there. I mean, we had one here, Greg Bree, the great Greg Bree, who wasn't blown away by his mystique, his aura, his ability to, amaze the masses with his kindness, his generosity. But underneath the facade of all that was an evil man, as this Brian Hughes is. So hopefully, you know the deal when it comes down to this stuff. If you get any money, it's pennies on the dollar if you get any money. What usually happens is people lose their life savings. They lose their inheritance. They lose what they've worked hard for 50 years, 60 years. So he did purchase a vodka company with some of the money, hoping to, develop this. But the money really went to his bills, IRS, taxes, American Express, cars. So he has the $3 million in restitution and facing 20 years in prison. But, these type of crimes, these are low minimum. They're not even security. I mean, it's basically almost like a country club atmosphere. And you serve a fraction of, the time. So just be wary out there, okay? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I mean, listen, right now, crypto's taking a beating. A lot of people think that's a Ponzi scheme. What do I know? I really don't know. But it's like I put a lot to it, and we'll see what happens. I mean, like the stocks, it's up, it's down, it's in, it's out. We'll have to wait and see. But just be wary out there. I bring this story up because there's scammers out there. You got to just watch. They look the part, man. Oh wow, he's successful. He's got like Greg Bree had the nice car, the nice house, the nice clothes. Obviously, he had the nice line of. Just be wary. I bring this story up because and listen, I mean, obviously, we all know the master of the Ponzi scheme was Bernie Madoff. I mean, Bernie Madoff was Ponzi scheme extraordinaire. And, sadly, a lot of people not only lost money, but some lost their lives. And Bernie Madoff, he died in jail. His sister and her husband, just over the weekend, a murder-suicide. His two sons died. One, suicide. The other one got cancer. So like I was talking about Friday, karma always comes back to get you. So Bernie Madoff, his family suffered. And, maybe they knew, maybe they didn't know. I would suspect more that they did. But you know what? Listen, karma said we're going to take it out. You're going to be locked up and die, and your family going to take it. So his sister and her husband have been found, dead in Palm Beach, and it's suspected murder suicide. The black cloud hanging over them all the time was their relationship, their family relationship with Bernie Madoff. I mean, a massive Ponzi scheme that wiped out fortunes. And also, I was watching the show on Bernie Madoff's thing, and many charities were affected and completely wiped out from this guy. So, yeah, I believe he got everything he deserved, and he's still going to get some behind the scenes. All right, so just be wary out there. There's people looking to take your your hard-earned money, and like I said, they'll put up a nice front. And those are usually ones that you don't expect. Even family. Could be family. I mean, got to watch out for family. Just don't be too gullible. If it sounds too good to be true, it most probably, personally, it probably is. All right, as we wind down to the 4 o'clock, 4:20, Oliver. Updates with our man, Oliver. Very, very awesome time we have with our man. I love when he gets those belly laughs. When he genuinely, he's laughing hard. I love to see that. So we'll see him at 4:20. Birthdays, national days coming up at 4 o'clock. Talk about coming up tomorrow. Like I said, Pastor Rich, I'm going to call in as, Father Clem has free reign over there. And I'm going to call in and request a prayer for my friend Uri that God will continue to guide him. The road to recovery, the road to, it's like self-satisfaction, the road to, achievement, whatever it is you're looking to achieve. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen for some till later on. Some get it earlier than others. Life is different for everybody. So, there's no sense of looking to the right or left. You just got to keep your eyes on your road. And I just hope that Uri continues to stay positive and continues to find his way. And with whatever help I can offer him and others, hopefully, He will do that. So tomorrow, you know, if you tune in to Faith Unscripted, you can expect to hear my voice asking for the Lord. And we pray. I believe in praying. I don't believe that you have to go to church for the message to be heard. I believe that God hears you. However you ask is the way you ask. However you talk, you communicate. That's the way you communicate with the Lord. And he's receptive. Your Lord. He, she, it, that, what, who, whatever. All right, Matt wants to know if there's any delay in pitches and catches reporting this spring. I'm supposed to ask Oliver that. All right, if I remember this, if I look back, I will ask him. Chances are I'll probably forget. You can always call in to talk to Oliver if you have any sports questions. Or listen, even if you want to know how Oliver likes his cheeseburgers, medium rare, well done, you know, how he cooks his steak, whatever, you know, what's his favorite comedy show, call in 845-429-1700. All right, 845-429-1700. 4 o'clock, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back.
AM 1700 WRCR Haverstraw.
Running out of faith? Then stop by for a service. Don't forget to tune in to Faith Unscripted, a brand new show dealing with the big questions about God, faith, and you. Hosted by Clarkstown Reformed Church's own Pastor Rich. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. only on WRCR. AM 1700.
Hi, I'm Roxanne Watson, inviting you to join us every Wednesday morning at 9:15 a.m. for Michael's Gifts, a weekly program that focuses on organ donation and patient advocacy. I will be taking your calls and share real-life stories. This show is dedicated in honor of my donor, Michael Boville, United States Coast Guard, and his amazing family. That's Michael's Gifts, every Wednesday at 9:15 a.m. Michael's Gifts is sponsored by Live On, New York.
Roxanne Watson is on a mission to have more people sign up as organ, eye, and tissue donors.
Are you an organ donor?
What drives her? Roxanne received a heart transplant made possible by an organ donor.
I decided that day to devote myself to signing up the most people in the United States.
Now she's a powerful force for good.
That's my goal.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Hello, Hudson Valley. It's Monday, February 21st, 2022. I'm Jeff Lewis with your WRCR News. The new Rockland Office of Building and Code shut down their first offender in Spring Valley late last week, one that was on their top 100 list of places to get to first. Rockland County Executive Ed Day says 9 families, including 5 children, were living in extremely hazardous conditions at a home on 3 George Street.
They were living in cordoned-off rooms. He had 4 illegal apartments, units on the first floor, people sleeping in the basement with no egress, in the garage. Dining areas and living room were walled off to make private living space. Basically what this was, this is a death trap.
The department has put a moratorium on new building applications for 30 days. If you'd like to file a complaint with the Rockland Building and Codes Department, call 845-364-3700 or just send an email to buildingsandcodes@co.rockland.ny.us. 4 Brooklyn men were indicted late last week for the New City shooting incident that took place in late January in New City. Rockland County District Attorney Tom Walsh said the defendants opened fire on a single-family home that had been rented out. There were several people in the home, but nobody was hurt. Rockland Sheriff Lou Falco says officials were able to get some illegal weapons out of the wrong hands.
That was a real joint effort between the Clarkstown Police Department and the Sheriff's Office. So, you know, my hat's off to the Clarkstown Police Department. They got the original call, and we assisted, but the bottom line is we did get 6 guns off the street.
Arimani Miller, Garen White, Ivor Minot, and Daquan Young were charged with 4 counts of criminal possession of a weapon and 1 count of reckless endangerment. A Valley Cottage man has been sentenced up to 5 years behind bars for a fatal shooting in Nyack. 20-year-old Collier Goodman had pleaded guilty to manslaughter and criminal possession of a weapon late last October. Rockland's DA, Tom Walsh, says on August 23, 2020, Goodman was sitting in the back of a car when he pulled the trigger on his loaded 9mm gun. The bullet struck Darian Bridey, who was sitting in the front seat. He was taken to Nyack Hospital but died shortly after arriving. The local college is holding an online seminar that will discuss healthcare in the modern age. The 8th Annual Healthcare Symposium, Issues in the New Age of Telemedicine, is being hosted by Dominican College in Orangeburg. Moderator Dr. Joan Fussell says COVID has sped up the use of telemedicine.
All of us who access healthcare for ourselves or our family members should be interested in this topic, and it would also be important for primary healthcare providers who want to learn more about this method of primary care delivery.
The Healthcare Symposium is being held Wednesday, February 23rd from 4 to 5:30 p.m. It is free, but you should register. To do that, just go to their website, dc.edu, or find this news article on our website and click on the link. It'll take you right to their page. Environmental advocates like the investments in climate action and nature projects that New York Governor Kathy Hochul put in her executive budget last month. Among the proposals is a $4 billion Environmental Bond Act with projects designed to protect clean water, reduce pollution and local climate risks, and $400 million for the State Environment Protection Fund. Jessica Otney-Mayer is with the Nature Conservancy and says her group hopes the legislature will agree to make those proposed investments.
We're really excited to see her embracing the environment and embracing the need to tackle climate change as we build a new era for New Yorkers and the next generation of New Yorkers.
In her 2023 proposed budget last month, Governor Kathy Hochul said the state is going to confront that climate crisis with the urgency that is required.
We must speed up our transition to clean energy, and New York will lead the way by making a nation-leading $500 million investment in offshore wind energy.
The proposed $4 billion Environmental Bond Act will be on the ballot this November. I'm Jeff Lewis with your WRCR News. The weather's up next. Good starts at 2 and it's at more news and breaking stories. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and check out our website, WRCR.com.
Now let's take a look at the road in Hudson Valley traffic. We've got delays on the southbound side of the New York State Thruway, starting off right exit 19, stop and go down into the Rockland-Orange County line. Basically, it's a lot of folks heading back from a long weekend. There's about 30 minutes extra. And there's more delays, exit 14 out to 12 on the southbound side. Got delays on 84 westbound in Putnam County from exit 69 out to 684. And you're pretty good getting over in through and across the Newburgh Beacon Bridge to Orange County. Problem on the Deconic southbound at Jackson Corners Road. 20 extra minutes getting down to that point because of an accident. River Road in Montgomery through Orange County is closed both ways by Factory Street with a fallen power line and a pole because of an earlier crash. We're sponsored by Macy's. This month at Macy's, support UNCF. Round up your in-store purchase amount and donate the extra change up to 99 cents to help fund scholarships for students at historically black colleges and universities. Plus, you can even choose to donate more at Macys.com/Macy's Gives. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm John Grimeyer.
Weather for tonight, mostly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Tuesday, rain mainly after 3 p.m., the high near 53 degrees. For Tuesday night, rain mainly before 1 a.m., and some patchy fog as well, the temperature rising to around 55 by 11 p.m. It'll be gusty with gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. For Wednesday, a 30% chance of showers before noon, patchy fog before noon, otherwise mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny with the temperature rising to near 62 by noon, then falling to around 45 during the remainder of the day. For Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high near 36, and for Friday, rain and snow mainly before 1 p.m., the high near 40 degrees. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 54.
The following program is furnished by its producer, host, and sponsors.
Welcome back, Clemeniacs. This is Kevin Thomas, and you are listening to the second hour of Clem in the PM. Here's your host, Pete Clemente.
All righty, we are back here. Second hour underway. It is 4:10, and we are celebrating your birthday on February 21st. The month always shortened in February, and it's just about over, 3/4 of the way. But that aside, it is your birthday, and we celebrate you. Happy, healthy birthday. A year filled with joy, happiness, wisdom, maybe some financial windfall. Whatever makes you happy, that's what I want. But today, I wish you a very happy birthday. You share it with the following famous people. Let's see here. No. Ning, nah, new, nothing. John Lewis, politician who passed away in 2020. It's his birthday today. We remember him as not just a politician, but more so a civil rights activist. Represented Georgia since 1987. Famous birthdays, moving on down the line. It says Chespirito, screenwriter. Anybody know who this Chespirito is? Kevin, you know Chespirito? Mexican screenwriter, actor, and director, best known for his series Chespirito.
Got no idea.
All right, well, it's his birthday today. All right, me neither. This is the most famous guy I came across so far. All right, as we move on down the line. What about Nina Simone? Are you familiar with the name Nina Simone?
Yes, blues and jazz singer, probably one of the all-time best.
Absolutely. That's you listening to the Mariana Rivera right there of radio. Nina Simone, singer, civil rights activist, pianist, and arranger who worked in many genres, including blues and jazz, and who covered Strange Fruit. I'm sure the great Dan Karcher, former jazz man here at WRCR, host of Stardust Memories. I'm most certain he probably played some stuff from Nina Simone. And if he didn't, I'm sure he was going to get around to it. But yep, she refused to perform when her parents were ushered to the back of one of her concerts to make room for white people. I like that. I like that. Little girl standing up. Beautiful. Good stuff. So she passed away in 2003. God rest her soul. Happy birthday to Nina Simone. All right, as we move on down the line, comedian Michael McIntyre, he's 45. Let's see. English stand-up comedian who won the Best Live Stand-Up Award in 2009. I guess. I mean, what do I know? I don't know. Michael McIntyre is 45. Famous birthdays. Oh, Rue McClanahan. You remember her on The Golden Girls. She played Blanche. Wow, she was also Mama's Family. But I mean, on The Golden Girls, that's what really gave her worldwide stardom. She passed away in 2010. Rue McClanahan. Kelsey Grammer, the great Kelsey Grammer, most notably known as the psychiatrist, little kooky psychiatrist, Fraser Crane, on all the great Cheers episodes. Kathy checking in, the queen of YouTube. All hail. I'm a little behind. All hail. Yes. He was also the voice of Sideshow Bob on The Simpsons, and Kelsey Grammer. I mean, he's had his battle with his demons. You know, he's open about that. I believe alcoholism. As we move on down the line, famous birthdays. I guess that's really it. I mean, there's some actors, I never heard of them. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, again, if it's your birthday, I wish you all the good things that come with having a great birthday. All right, what national day is it as we roll up to the 420 updates with Oliver coming up? Get all your sports stuff. I know football's over, but don't worry. Listen, we're going to talk food if we have to with Oliver. We're going to talk world stuff. It don't matter. We'll get his opinion on what's going on in Ukraine. All right, it don't matter. We have him here. We'll talk. All right, it is President's Day. President's Day, a national federal holiday. Now, I know most people are working, but a lot have off. It's National Sticky Bun Day. I love sticky buns. I love sticky buns. Really, I mean, they're like buns with icing on them. Sometimes they come with nuts, not nuts. Use cinnamon. I love a good sticky bun, but I try not to eat. You can't eat. I mean, you got to be selective with. You got to have you pick your battles. I mean, I love the sticky bun, but I like it less than ice cream and a good beer. Don't get me wrong, I love sticky buns. I do. I mean, they were originally known as Schnecken, which means snail. The sticky bun is rolled into sweet spiral, resembling its German name, the Schnecken. But I mean, you eat too many sticky buns, you start looking like one. You look like a walking sticky bun. All right, what else we got for national days here? I mean, don't get me wrong. I go on cruises. I'm hitting those sticky buns. National Grain-Free Day. Let's read about this. All right, National Grain-Free Day. National Grain-Free Day on February 21st inspires families and friends to gather and enjoy each other's companies over grain-free meals. What a remarkable way to devote an entire day to loved ones who cope with dietary limitations. Not only does the day create a way to recognize the difficulties of a restricted diet, but it also celebrates the family and brings back everyone into the kitchen for a meal designed just for them. All right, I mean, I don't know what's so hard about having a grain-free day. I can go grain-free, for a few days. Not really like the end of the world, but today is the day we celebrate it. So those are national days. I want to give a big birthday shout out to our good friend Cynthia. She's got a lovely family. She's got a great personality, demeanor. I mean, she's a strong lady, raising strong girls and a crazy young son. She's got a great husband, Mark, just a good friend to our family. So I wish her a very happy birthday today. And my mom's birthday's Wednesday. I gotta go tomorrow. Overnight flowers and some of those, what are they? Those fruit things. Gotta give her some fruit. She likes fruit. But it's sad. I'm moving stuff downstairs. Like today, I came across some more things that I like. It was her Rolodex of all. Like my mom had the Rolodex back in the day. You go through the Rolodex looking through your friends. My mom had the Rolodex there, and I was going through it. All the friends that I remember from when we were young all passed. George, she put gay in quotes. Bob and Eddie, gay in quotes. Like, okay, you write that on your Rolodex. Those are her best friends, Bob and Eddie and George. All gay gentlemen, but I mean, just great friends to our family and good friends to my mom. So I was going through the Rolodex, Hans, David Block, Guy and Audrey Abrams. Just friends that my mom had. June Cross, she passed away this past year. COVID complications. Friends that of my mom's that I remember going to their houses because, listen, my mom and dad, when my sister moved out, when she got married when she was 17. So, I was, 12, 11? So my mom and dad dragged me everywhere. Whenever they went to their friend's house in Brooklyn, Staten Island, Midtown, White Plains, I was there. And the funny thing is like, because they're all deaf, and they talk like they talk, and they all have their language and their ways, and I mastered all their languages just from being around them. I could probably do a stand-up skit on all of them, but not in a disrespectful way, but just in a comedic way. But going through the Rolodex brought back many memories. Like Guy and Audrey Abrams lived in this apartment. When I saw their name in the Rolodex, it brought back these memories of going into their house. They had these rocks, all these rocks, the rocks that are split. They're like cool rocks. They're like meteoritic rocks. They're lava rocks, volcano rocks. You know what I'm talking about, like those cool looking things. And they had them all over the house. They had solid, big rocks and just all these cool exhibits. So going through the road, David Block, he was a survivor. He was a Japanese Jewish gentleman, David Block, who survived the Holocaust, and he was an artist who painted the Holocaust. He was world famous. This guy was famous. You look him up, David Block. And we used to go to his house in White Plains, and he would talk to me like we were having he'd be like, and like he would talk to me, and I would have no clue. I would just shake my head yes. He would show me around all his artwork, show me pamphlets about going, like what museums were showing his artwork. I mean, sometimes they were in France. It'd be a museum in Tennessee. This guy was all over. He was crazy. And he was my dad's best friend because my dad was gifted. He said, your dad's a better artist than me. He should be the famous one. He used to tell me. So going through the Rolodex, it was just crazy. All right, listen, enough of that. Happy birthday to you, Shagalaga. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with our man, Oliver. Oh, our favorite horse is up. Wilbur, you joined us. Better late than never. Whoops. What is that about? Be right back.
It's great music that doesn't get in the way of your work. AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Medicare can be confusing. Piles of mail, all those TV advertisements, it's overwhelming. Not anymore. Emerald's Medicare is here to help guide you through all of your Medicare needs. Whether you're turning 65 or getting ready to retire, Mark Brownstein and his team are dedicated to providing quality assistance for anyone seeking Medicare insight. With offices in Nyack and Stony Point, Emerald's Medicare is local, caring, friendly, and knowledgeable. Call Mark Brownstein for a free consultation at 845-358-1220 or visit www.emeraldsmedicare.com to sign up for one of his free monthly educational webinars. That's 845-358-1220. Call today.
This is Lou Young with a new type of radio reality for the new year. Every week we'll spend 2 enlightening hours together learning to recognize the profound and permanent changes taking place all around us. Look, the planet is in full revolt and we need a plan. Climates change, species disappear, viruses rampage, and we're told our primary value is to consume and ignore. This is a wake-up call to action. The signs are everywhere and the solution is between our ears and in our hearts. Tough Times with Lou Young, Saturdays on WRCR, 1 to 3 p.m. Join us. I dare you.
This is Clarkstown Supervisor George Homan. Join me from the monthly show, Hometown Happening. There's the first Thursday, 9:30 to take your call, special guests, and update. So please join me, Supervisor George Homan, first Thursday for Hometown Happening. Happy.
Now let's take a look at the road and Hudson Valley traffic.
There's still a lot of traffic on the southbound New York State Thruway. In between exit 19 down in Rockland County, almost an hour extra with motorists heading home from a long weekend. It's mostly pockets of stop and go, and then there's more traffic getting into Rockland County from exit 14A down to exit 12, an extra 5 minutes. On the Taconic southbound at Peekskill Hollow Road, just south of there, an accident's being worked on. More trouble on the Taconic. It's going to be farther up north in Gallatin. It's right before Jackson Corners Road that the roadway is closed with an accident involving an overturned vehicle. 52 is shut down at Ace Fishkill both ways. An accident with injuries out by Milltown Road. And River Road in Montgomery is closed down by Factory Street. That's because of an earlier down pole and wires. 6 eastbound at Cortland is an accident out by Camp Smith Drive. This report sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. Get your biggest refund guaranteed. Jackson Hewitt Tax Pros will help you find thousands worth of new tax credits so you get every dollar you deserve. So why wait? Schedule an appointment with one of their tax pros and learn more at jacksonhewitt.com. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm John Grimeyer.
Weather for tonight, mostly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Tuesday, rain mainly after 3 p.m., the high near 53 degrees. For Tuesday night, rain mainly before 1 a.m., and some patchy fog as well, the temperature rising to around 55 by 11 p.m. It'll be gusty with gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. For Wednesday, a 30% chance of showers before noon, patchy fog before noon, otherwise mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny with the temperature rising to near 62 by noon, then falling to around 45 during the remainder of the day. For Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high near 36. And for Friday, rain and snow, mainly before 1 p.m., the high near 40 degrees. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 54.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. How are you feeling, my friend Oliver? Uh-oh. You don't hear me? What happened? What didn't I do? Could have swore I heard. I hit that. Oliver? Oliver? Oh my, that's not good. What's up, Rudy? Something happened. Let me see something here. All righty. Oh man, it stinks. Oliver! I guess I could yell as loud as possible, but I don't have the volume. I could have swore I hit audio. All right, let me see what's going on here. Check. All right, Oliver, you hang out for 1 minute. Dave to the rescue. All right, can you hear me, Oliver? Damn, I could have swore I hit audio. All right, Kev, tell Oliver to hang in there. Dave's got to put his cape on.
Oliver, hang in there.
Dave's got to put his cape on.
They're working on it.
Yeah, he's got to put his cape on.
Dave is on the way.
He most certainly is. Like super. I mean, he's got quicker response time than any caped crusader that I know of. Honest. Batman and Robin had to actually get to the Batcave, slide down the pole, go through the big house, slide down the pole, drive out of the cave. I mean, it was a work. Superman, you got to find a phone booth. Sometimes phone booths are occupied. I could have swore I turned the volume. It said with audio. I hit yes. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know much. But Dave to the rescue. We'll get it going. And we'll talk to our man Oliver in a second. He's hanging tight. He's showing, for those of you on YouTube and Facebook, Oliver is showcasing his, you know what? Where's my hat? My hat is, I was just cleaning up shop. I have my hat on the other day. Hats, motivate yourself. OH for Oliver Hilario. That's our man. He'll hear us in a second. Hang tight. Oliver, you know sign language? Here. Hang tight. He sees me, but he don't understand what I'm telling him. There's his lovely mom in the background. They went out to dinner the other day. We'll talk about that as well. All right. We're going to,
Hang tight, Oliver. Help is on the way.
It is. Listen, sometimes it requires more than, me hitting the unmute button, which is usually the case. But I could have swore it said with audio, and I joined with audio, and I like I usually do, I hit the button. I've mastered this. There's other things I'm having tough times with, but I've mastered the Oliver segment pretty much. Oliver? All hail? Hail or no hail? No hail. All right. Hang tight.
No hail. It's sunny out.
Again, the captain of puns, the king of puns. You should really be nicknamed Big Pun. I know there was the rapper Big Pun, but you really should be, or maybe Grand Pun or Master Pun, something. I mean, you're just. I mean, you're amazing. I got to say this though. There's a lady on this cooking site that I'm on. She actually had a segment. She just filmed in New York. She showed her segment with, what's his name, that crazy chef. Oh, God, what's his name? The guy that yells.
Gordon
Ramsay. She was in New York 2 weeks ago, filmed the segment on one of his shows. And she writes the most awesome puns. Like when she's saying, okay, tonight's dinner and drink are this, she lists puns. She's crazy. I would like you and her to compete somehow. Well, we will see her. That's how she says she got on the Gordon Ramsay show. She submitted a recipe as well as a verbal thing of puns, and so you are the king of puns, and she may as well be the queen. All right, Dave working hard. Listen, normally, it's like, usually, like I said, a button that I didn't hit. or I forgot to do something like hit virtual camera. But this seems to be a little bit more in-depth thing. Oliver holding tight over there. For those of you that don't know, Oliver Hilario joined our show about a year ago. I mean, he'll probably know the exact date. He originally was turned on to me by my business consultant, Walter Goldman of GoldCap Consulting. And Oliver, has a love for sports, but, everybody also knows that he's got Parkinson's. Not Parkinson's, cerebral palsy. Parkinson's. He's got cerebral palsy. But if you just listen to Oliver on the airwaves, you would never know that. I mean, this guy's the most positive, motivational guy, we know. Hence, O-Hats, motivate yourself, the O-line. Go to ohats.com and check it out. So all right, wait up. Let me see something here. Oliver. No, it might be. Dave says it might be him. Dave says it might be him. That's a problem. Oliver. Huh. That's problem. Let's see. Oliver. All right. Kev, do me a favor. Tell Oliver. I guess, I mean, it looks as if Dave has done a whole clear sweep of everything. And it might be on Oliver's side. I don't know. But tell Oliver just to call in if he can. If he can call in, we'll have to do it over the air for now.
Okay.
He won't be able to hear me. Yeah, he won't be able to hear me.
Okay. Well, Oliver, try calling in.
Does he hear you? Kevin's got a call now. That's not Oliver. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes technology, live radio, it's not pre-recorded, so this would all be edited. Oliver, you hear me? Hello?
Oliver is on the phone.
Oliver's on the phone. You hear me, buddy?
Oliver?
For some reason, I don't hear him. Do you hear him, Kev?
That's weird. Hold on.
But you heard him, though, huh?
I heard him on the handset, but I'm not getting him through the board.
We got to make it work. And again, bear with us. I mean, obviously, you could tune out.
Oliver?
770, 1010 wins, 810, 880, whatever.
Oliver?
Wow, this stinks. Do you hear us? Yeah, he said yes. Yes, you do. Yes. I can lip read pretty good, but all right. But we don't hear you. Dave thinks it's could your mic be off? Could something be off possibly?
Is your mic off? Check to see if your mic is on. Because I'm not even hearing you through the phone.
Hello? Nah, maybe. I'm not saying it's definitely you, but we can't hear you. So we tend to think it's something over there. Huh. Everything's on, right? You checked? Is it all good on your end? All right, we don't hear you. All right, listen. All right. This is what we'll do. For now, let's hang up. And after the show, I'm going to call you after the show. We're going to skip today. We'll rejoin tomorrow, but we'll try to figure it out after the show. All right, but you sure you checked everything, right?
Oliver, can you hear me?
All right, Kev, can he hear you? Bear with us, audience. I mean, there's only 4 of you listening, so I mean.
I couldn't hear him when I picked up the phone, so something's not right.
So how do you know it was Oliver then?
Well, I heard him initially.
Right.
And he said, Oliver, and then I put the call on hold. I sent it to the board, and then I haven't been able to hear him since.
Wow, weird. That's
yeah.
Okay. That's a shame because I know how much he loves to do this segment, and I don't want to. And I know Dave. Dave's the master of his domain. What happened, Oliver? He's out. He's done. I guess he just dropped the bomb. So I'll stop the virtual camera. Oh, Dave's using the thing. I can't use it. Okay.
Oliver, if you can hear me, call back.
I got to try to make it work. Oliver, this is what he looks forward to. I mean, he really loves this segment. So I know Dave's diligently working behind the scenes, and Kev checked out everything over on that side. So we'll wait to see. I mean, this is not my strong point. When it comes to technology, I'm lost. I remember that teacher. I wish I would have paid attention. I paid more attention to typing class than to the computer class. The typing teacher was really cute. The computer teacher, I mean, I think she was like Oliver, you back? Can you hear me?
Thought I heard something there.
Oliver?
Yeah. We got it.
Yeah. Everybody, all hail. All hail, yes. All hail.
Perseverance.
Dave. Thank Dave. Yo, listen.
Thank you.
We go half with the Porsche, okay? You win a lotto scratch off. You put some of that toward Dave's Porsche, okay?
All
right. So,
how you doing,
welcome.
brother?
No, listen, I know how much first of all, I know how much I love having you on, because I know how much you love being on. I know you love being on, and you're an integral part of our show. I mean, you're our sports guy, our go-to sports guy. Absolutely. No, you've worked hard for this position. I know it doesn't pay well, but
hey, Pete?
Yeah.
If you want, we can take a break now and just run to the end of the show with Oliver.
Let's do that. It's a great recommendation. Did you think of that yourself, or did somebody recommend that?
I actually thought of it myself.
Oh, hell, Kevin, genius behind the scenes right there. Oliver, let's do this. We had a rough go. Dave's got us here together. Let's take our last break, and then me and you will take it to the finish line.
Okay.
All right, so hang tight, buddy. We'll be right back.
All right.
Pull up a chair or a cubicle and spend some time with us. We're AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Right here on right after the death and guest speaker every month. That's the third Monday, 9:30 a.m. Sponsored by the Visit our website, history.org, or about program membership. That's rocklandhistory.org. Or call 45634-9629. rocklandhistory.org. 45634-9629.
Baby face, you've got the cutest little...
Want to see the faces that go with the voices on WRCR Radio? Then like us on Facebook.
Facebook? I hate Facebook and all that social media. People don't know how to communicate anymore. If anyone ever texts me, I'll...
Carrie, can you please close the recording door next time?
You started something, baby face.
So type in WRCR on your Facebook search or go to WRCR.com for the direct link.
Ever make in a lifetime. Not sure how much money to put, what budget to set for buying a home. If you're Join Ann Zylingold every Thursday. Matters and will answer. Give you tips about the mortgage process. Vice President of FM Home Loan. 7 years experience specializing in residential mortgages. Don't miss the show every Thursday morning at 7:50. Right here on WRCR AM 1700 Radio
Unscripted, WRCR. And head our website, anzinagold.com, or call 354-9700. That's 354-9700.
Now let's take a look at the roads with Hudson Valley traffic.
There's still a lot of traffic on the southbound New York State Thruway. In between 19 down in Rockland County, almost an hour extra with motorists heading home from a long weekend. It's mostly pockets of stop and go, and then there's more traffic getting into Rockland County from exit 14A down to exit 12, an extra 5 minutes. On the Taconic southbound at Peekskill Hollow Road, just south of there, an accident's being worked on. More trouble on the Taconic. It's going to be farther up north. Gallatin is right before Jackson Corners Road. The roadway is closed with an accident involving an overturned vehicle. 52 is shut down at Ace Fishkill both ways. An accident with injuries out by Milltown Road. And River Road in Montgomery is closed down by Factory Street. That's because of an earlier down pole and wires. 6 eastbound at Cortland is an accident out by Camp Smith Drive. This report sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. Get your biggest refund guaranteed. Jackson Hewitt Tax Pros will help you find thousands worth of new tax credits, so you get every dollar you deserve. So why wait? Schedule an appointment with one of their tax pros and learn more at jacksonhewitt.com. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm John Grimeyer.
Weather for tonight, mostly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Tuesday, rain mainly after 3 p.m., the high near 53 degrees. For Tuesday night, rain mainly before 1 a.m. Some patchy fog as well, the temperature rising to around 55 by 11 p.m. It'll be gusty with gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. For Wednesday, a 30% chance of showers before noon, patchy fog before noon, otherwise mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny with the temperature rising to near 62 by noon, then falling to around 45 during the remainder of the day. For Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high near 36. And for Friday, rain and snow mainly before 1 p.m., the high near 40 degrees. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 53.
All righty, we are back with our man Oliver. Finally got it together. All hail Dave. Yes, absolutely. The brains behind the scene.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep. All right, buddy. So are you going through withdrawals because there's no football?
Yes. It was very hard for me, since it was like the first Sunday without football. So, I'm just hoping that we get the baseball at some point.
Matt from St. Louis wanted to know if there's going to be a delay in pitches and catches, and obviously at this point there will be a delay.
There will be, yes, because it was supposed to happen yesterday.
Right. Okay, so I see you're wearing a Yankee shirt. Are you trying to wear it into existence? Like by wearing Yankees clothes, the season will all of a sudden start? You're hoping that, like, wear it into existence?
Yes, I'm trying to bring magic to the negotiations.
Look at you pumping that chest out, man. I mean, you're pumping that chest out, showing that Yankee emblem like it's a badge of honor right there. Look at you. No doubt. So what are you going to do when Uncle Stevie signs Aaron Judge, to a long-term contract and he's playing in Queens?
I don't see that.
Have you thought it? Really? You don't see us swooping down and giving like another $40 million to Aaron Judge? Now he's injury prone. I wouldn't even want him, to be honest with you. I'd like you guys to invest a lot of money in him.
He's been quite injured in the last few years, but overall I think he's done well off the field as well. On the field when he's healthy, so I say he deserves a contract with the Yankees.
Right, and I believe the Yankees have the intent to sign him, just not before the season starts. That's what he's looking for.
Yes, I think obviously he's looking for an extension. So, but I feel like the Yankees are gonna, you know, um, ride out this year and go from there.
Right. They obviously their focus is elsewhere. They really have to butt up a lot of ends. Knowing that they probably do want to sign Aaron Judge. It'll have to be like, good faith that he'll go into the season knowing that they're going to give him the money. But they do need to put it elsewhere and get some other players in, because they're definitely weak in quite a few areas.
Especially when it comes to the rotation, because we don't know what Severino's going to do. Tyode was hurt this season too, so there's a lot of question marks in the rotation.
Not for us, though. I mean, we have the best 1-2 in baseball. I mean, maybe on our back end and our bullpen, obviously there's questions, but our 1-2 punch is probably the most violent, 1-2 that there's been there, in baseball. Going back to maybe Drysdale and Koufax. I mean, if you wanted to really go back. All right. So obviously there was withdrawals this past weekend. No football. But I mean, you got through, though. I mean, you got through. Our Cowboys have to be working behind the scenes. I think the first thing, obviously, Michael Gallup. I want to retain Michael Gallup. I believe he's a weapon, and he's only going to get better. But we have to redo Dak Prescott's horrible contract.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things we have to do. We have to restructure his contract, and obviously we're gonna have him on the team, but we also have to restructure his contract, I think, because we need other areas to work on. Like I feel like we should ramp up more of the defense again, keep on getting more defensive guys, because you can never have so much defense, and players that know discipline. We got to teach our players discipline, I believe, because the last time we played, we had 14 penalties, and you're not gonna win in the NFL like that.
No, there's some teams that probably didn't get 14 penalties all season. I mean, they're that disciplined, and sadly the Cowboys do that in a game.
Yeah, like the Bengals, they had the least penalties all season. And look how far they went. They went all the way to the Super Bowl. So that tells you right there.
And they're a young team too. It speaks volumes about the coaching. The atmosphere, the coaching, the culture, because they're a young team, and to be that disciplined, penalties really come down to discipline. A lot of times, lack of it. More so than play. All right, so that's enough for football. We'll return, obviously when some moves are made. The baseball owners and players and unions and all that stuff got to get the ball rolling so we can see the ball getting thrown and hit and all that good stuff. So let's turn our attention to basketball. They were on hiatus. It was the NBA All-Star Weekend. First of all, what'd you think of the game?
I think it was a good game. It was, there's parts of the game where they don't play defense, but, it was more a Steph Curry show than anything else. But I also think that, at least like the last quarter was very competitive, and, they played for charities. So I think it was overall a good game yesterday, the All-Star game.
Right. Now, what got a lot of sad reviews was the slam dunk competition, obviously won by our kid Obi Toppin, drafted by the Knicks, and really hasn't had the ability, not the time, really hasn't had the floor time, the playing time, or the ability to showcase what he's good at. I believe that they're putting him in a wrong position, but that being said, although he won the slam dunk competition, the social media response was pretty rough, as well as, players past players weren't really too happy with the slam dunk competition. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the slam dunk contest is missing creativity. There's no creativity, and also I believe that now that there's no time limit in the dunk contest, every time they attempt a dunk, they try to do it all over again. Like I believe like if they had the shot clock back, like the time limit back, we wouldn't see a lot of players trying to do the same dunk all over, or wasting time when it comes to the slam dunk contest, because you try to entertain the fans, and the fans they were very impatient.
Right. It's a shame because I remember slam dunk contest growing up. I mean, it was like the anticipation leading up to it, and actually when it was happening, I mean, it was such a spectacle to watch. Yeah. You had obviously Michael Jordan back then, but Clyde Drexler, I
Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins. I mean, he was insane with the tomahawk chop or tomahawk slam. Yeah, Dr. J. Yes, of course. I mean, you're naming some of the greats. That's why you're Oliver doing his sports updates. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Thank
All hail
you.
Oliver's greatness. Yes. So you're right. So we'll see what happens. All right. So after the All-Star break, let's get back to the floor. What do you see the Nets doing? Obviously, the trade looks like it's been good to them. Do you see continued success, and how do you see them faring in the playoffs? And one last time, would you in fact like to change your prediction?
I see the Nets. I feel like you said, the trade is gonna work. It's gonna make Kyrie better. It's gonna make KD better. Obviously, Ben Simmons is gonna be better because he doesn't have to worry about playing in Philadelphia, even though New York is a hard place to play. But I feel like a change of scenery is gonna suit him well, and I see the Nets, making it to the playoffs, obviously, and I don't think they're gonna be the 1 seed, but I can see maybe the 5th or 4th seed. So the majority of the games are gonna be on the road, which is gonna help Kyrie. Although I think since Adam Silver said that he doesn't agree with the New York mandate where road players could come to New York and play. He said it doesn't make sense. So now that he has Kyrie's back, I can see the mandate changing where Kyrie plays at home and away. So I see him playing full time when the playoffs come.
Yeah, I don't sense that there's that chemistry, that they're not building that chemistry that they're gonna need. Maybe with these new additions there'll be some continuity amongst the players, and if Kyrie comes back on a regular basis and Durant, comes back off his injury and they can all play together, that may be able to get them deeper into the playoffs. But once they meet Chicago, it's all done.
Well, yeah, because I know you're a big Chicago's fan. So
that's it. Listen, I'll fly out to Chicago.
Yeah.
If they're in the playoffs deep, I will most certainly fly to Chicago for a game and get a Chicago hot dog and some of that Lou Malnati's pizza while I'm out there. So absolutely, you know, Chicago looks good. I mean, DeRozan, what he's doing right now.
DeRozan, yeah.
And the Knicks could have had him. He wanted to come to New York.
I know. The Knicks certainly could have had him, but you know, the management over there, I don't know, it's like they're hesitant to make deals over there for some reason.
Right. Well, I'm glad that Chicago got him, and he is playing some unbelievable basketball, actually tying just about to break one of Michael Jordan's records, you know, for a consecutive 30-point games and whatnot. Right. All right. So listen, my friend, what else you got for us?
Thank you, Peter, for having me on. Sorry about the miss up today.
No, I don't think it was your fault. I mean, I'm not gonna tar and feather you this time because I don't know if it was your fault. But if Dave confirms that it was on your end, if it happens again, I might have to take that in consideration, a temporary tarring, feathering for a segment or two. My man, listen, absolutely. Nah, listen, man. Thank you, man. You always bring a smile to my face. I love you, man. Yeah, I love you. I love your motivation. I love what you know, your passion for sports, man. You're always on top of stuff, man. And I'm glad that Dave was once again able to get it working, whatever it may have been. I'll find out after the show. No big deal.
We could talk about anything. It doesn't have to be sports.
Absolutely. No, we're going to start, you know, when it's slow on sports, we're going to start talking other things as well. I mean, whether it's movies, news, I mean, global warming. What are your thoughts on global warming? Yeah, life, absolutely.
Yeah, global warming, I'm not too good when it comes to that, but I could talk about life, like I said. So.
All right, listen. Rudy checking in on YouTube. A big shout out to Sebastian in Miami. He's tuning in, and listen to Sebastian. Listen to him. No doubt, I know. I know. I see. We talked before on Facebook. Sebastian, listen to me. The Heat are looking very good, but my Bulls, I'm telling you, if it comes down to the Bulls and Chicago, you better call in, little guy, and we're going to talk about it, okay? So I see he's a big Miami Heat fan.
Yeah, and he would like to be on the show if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. Let's get to the playoffs. You know, I mean, let's see how it unfolds, the Heat and Chicago. If they end up facing each other or one of them gets eliminated, we'll have them on at that point. But I'd like to get Sebastian on while we're beating them in the playoffs. I don't mind him coming on after every game and, you know, acknowledging the greatness of Chicago, you know. So we'll see how it goes. All right, listen, my brother, all the love to you. Hang on before I'm going to let you go, okay? I'm gonna say goodbye to you. We'll talk to you next Monday at 4:20, bro.
All right, brother.
All the love, my friend. That's Oliver. Yep, go to OHATS, check him out. Let me just get rid of this. All right. Now, again, Rudy, I'm going to be looking. Sebastian, why did I say Rudy? Rudy is the dad. Sebastian, I'm going to be looking for you come playoff time, all right? I know Miami's got it together this year, but Chicago, I mean, really, we're starting to gel at the right time. So we'll have something to talk about later. All right, Clemaniacs. It was a little bumpy there, but thank you for hanging in there. Why? Because it's important that we get that segment on. You see the joy it brings, Oliver, and that's what we try to do in this world is bring joy to people. Whether they're less fortunate or more, you know, some people could be richer in money, but they're poor in happiness. They're poor in love and support. So we bring that to them. You know, some people are, you know, they're not blessed in certain ways, and we try to bless them. You know, and it's just about bringing that joy. So like I said, I really want to thank Dave for obviously just being there and helping us out. And thank you for you guys for hanging in there, because it's all about, you know, it's all about spreading that love and happiness. All right, we're just about at the finish line. 5 o'clock is almost here. Tomorrow, God willing, 3 o'clock, we'll be back here in Clemville, and hopefully you'll be joining us. Big shout out to all you that support the show, whether it's on RCR, on our Facebook page, or watching YouTube. Like the page, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, tell your friends, family, coworkers, even your enemies. I mean, listen, you might becoming friends with them. You know, they're going to thank you for the Clem show and for the recommendation, and you guys could patch a hatred that went on, you know, Hatfield and the McCoys type of stuff. Imagine if Hatfield recommended to McCoy the Clem and the PM, the love that would have happened, that would have blossomed. They would have just sat there shooting like tin cans, listening to the Clem in the afternoon. But unfortunately, we weren't around then, nor was radio. All right, all the love, and adios, Clemigos.